Hello there, and welcome back to Conqueror's Blade, a game all about building your own powerful hero, commanding your units, and, well, sieges. A hell of a lot of sieges, which personally, I am all about. Now, some of you may recognize this game as I've done a video on it before, or hell, maybe you've even played it yourself. But first and foremost, I do declare that this is a sponsored video, but rest assured I wouldn't be bringing you the video at all if I didn't think the game was any good. And this video opportunity seemed like a good chance to revisit the game and see if it's changed, because the last time I played it was back in beta, so now that the game is released and it's been out for a while, I thought I'd see how it is, because I did pledge to the game back in the day, but I never really got around to playing it because there was just too many things to play, so thought I'd give this video a shot, and I have to say I have been thoroughly enjoying it now that I'm back in the game. It is a free to play game, so if you want to try it out, there's a link in the description where you can go and download it, and hey, nothing to lose, it's free to play. If you don't like it, you just never play it again. It's got elements of Total War, Dynasty Warriors, Mount and Blade, bit of an MMO in there as well, so there's a lot going on, but it all works pretty nicely. We'll begin with a basic overview of the game so you know what the hell you're watching when it comes to the siege. So the first order of business will be to create your character, where you can choose your favourite Backstreet Boys face, choose which beard you want him to have because it's mandatory, and then tattoo a snake on his face. Once this is complete, you then move on to the most important decision of all, choosing your weapon. There's 10 different ones to choose from, and they all have different playstyles depending on how you like to roll. Your weapon may make you great at crowd control and dealing with mobs of enemies doing lots of damage to lots of people. Or you could be an absolute assassin and take out enemy characters like a champ. You can opt for a more aggressive damage dealer type weapon, or use a shield and play more defensive. Or maybe you're someone who just likes to stay out the way of melee and blast things from range. Well, you can do that too. And all the different weapons have skill trees, so you can progress and make that playstyle stronger. And you're not stuck to one weapon, you can learn them all if you want to, and even switch weapons during the battle. So once you've chosen your weapon and got geared up, you'll make the next important choice of which units to bring in the battle, with swords, spears, archers, cavalry, all with different variants. And you control these units one at a time. You tell them where to go, when to attack, when to retreat. You are the commander of them. Some units do have special abilities as well, so you can make some sweet plays if you use them wisely. So you've got your dude, you've got your weapon and your units. It's now time for battle. Here's how a siege works. You've got a settlement that is being besieged, of course. It has checkpoints. You can see here A and B. The attacking team needs to capture these so that they can unlock the other points, which will eventually unlock the final point which they need to take so that they can win the game. The defending team is obviously just trying to stop them. The attacking team will get siege towers, battering rams, trebuchets, all stuff to help them besiege that settlement. Both sides will get a bunch of artillery, which they can blast at each other as well. There can be up to 15 players on each side, so that's individual heroes, as well as up to 10 units that they can all bring along. So the attackers are trying to use their units and heroes to push in and take the points, and the defenders are trying to use their heroes and units to stop them. So that's pretty much the gist of it. Hopefully you'll understand a bit about what's going on and what you're going to see. Let's get into it. So start of the battle here, we're starting in a little camp. My first order of business is to get my unit out the way, because personally, I don't like my unit getting hammered by artillery, which is what this first phase of the battle is all about. Everyone rushes to cannons and things. They've got artillery up on their walls, which they're going to try and use to damage our units. And we've got cannons and things down here, which we're mostly going to use to try and take out their artillery. Maybe some of their units as well if we can get a shot. Completely missed that one. See if I can get this cannon. Oh, he's missed me. Return fire. Oh, we got him. Bang on. See, now I've taken that cannon out. I'm protecting our units and also protecting our siege equipment, because they can shoot our towers and destroy them. So that'll make it a lot harder for us to get in. I want to see if I can hit this guy on his horse. He's just sat there. Oh, a little bit higher and I would have had him. I want to take him clean off his horse. One more shot. One more shot. Oh, what? I must have like grazed his eyebrows or something, because that looked freaking close. Oh well, we'll give up on this for now. Let's start pushing up, pressing the attack. But that is usually how battles start. It's pretty much just a little artillery off, and then we press forward. You need to use your own units and things to move the towers and battering rams forward. You can see someone's got their unit on this tower, pushing it forward. They can blast it with cannons, like I said, and take it out, so it'll stop us getting in that way. Well, we can still get in that way, but we have to use ladders, which is just a bit slower and riskier. We do have trebuchet attacks as well, but that's been used, so we have to wait for the cooldown. But we'll try to attack on this side. Of course, we've got other players around attacking from other sides of this settlement. But we're all working towards the same goals, really. Trying to take those two capture points, A and B. And I've only been playing this with randoms, and it's been fine. No battles ever feel heavily one-sided. Only occasionally does it happen, because of course there's a degree of luck on whether you get all of the good players on your team or the crappy players. Because some people just really don't know what they're doing. They'll charge their units in all over the place in bad situations and just get them killed. Much like in Total War, for example. Because there is the kind of rock, paper, scissors in unit matchups going on. Swordsmen will do well against spearmen and archers. Spearmen will do well against cavalry, things like that. So there is all of that to think about. It's not just mindlessly charging your units in. Also making good use of your unit's abilities can be big plays as well. So there's plenty to think about, plenty of tactical awareness that you're going to need. Now I'm just putting these ladders up. I have no intention to go up the ladders, but I want to keep putting them up just to give the players up there something to think about, something to worry about. The siege tower is about to arrive now though. We've got a whole bunch of boys over this side, so hopefully we can make a good push. And there's a blob of blue over the right side as well, so we're pushing in multiple locations. I think maybe we will use the ladders actually, as they seem to be distracted by the siege tower now. We can sneak up them, because they can kick the ladders down, and if we're on them and they fall off, our boys will take damage as well as me. There is fall damage to worry about. There you go, we've got a nice little flank on. Old Zerky likes his flanking tactics. And see, they've got a lot of shields up here, which can be very hard to get through when there's only one direction to attack them from, like the siege tower has. So now we can get a flank on, we can definitely do some work here. Got to be careful though. The units themselves aren't pushovers, they will take you out if you dive into the middle of them. There's a player here, let's see if we can get him, he's lost a bit of health. Come here, you bastard. Oh. Luckily I have this little invisible spell. I'm using the dual blades, which give me kind of an assassin sort of play style. Great at sneaking around and dropping a lot of direct damage on a single opponent, so good for taking out characters like this fella. I was just having a little heal. Nearly got him, nearly got him. There we go, we put him down. Now his unit, which is here somewhere, is going to run away in about 30 seconds time when he respawns and brings out another unit, because his unit can't stay here. So it's a good way to try and get rid of troops. Just trying to slice through as many of their troops as we can at the moment. But I want to try and take out that other hero in there. You can see his health bar in the red. My boys are going to work, stabbing up some of these spearmen. You can see our allies there as well, pushing through the siege tower. We've got to try and break them, and they've got to try and hold us off. One of the points is just down there as well. Point B is just at the bottom of these stairs. But we can't really get there until we got rid of these boys. I want to try and find another hero. Just got to wait for the right opportunity to get into another hero. There is 3 or 4 heroes up here, so we've got to be careful. If you get double teamed, unless you're a certain type of hero or you're just really high level with lots of good gear and stuff, you probably can't take on more than 1 hero at a time. There's a low health guy there. I think he just got taken out. Let's try and get this fella. Don't let him get away. I got a little smoke bomb that I just used on him that stunned him for a second. This guy's an absolute tank though. So he's using a long sword and shield. So he's pretty tanky, pretty beefy. But he is going to struggle to take out all of us. Down he goes. He took a fair beating. He took an absolute ton of punishment, to be fair. He must be pretty high level. But we've taken out this wall. We've cleared this wall. Let's get moving to the point now. They don't have a lot down there. Let's go, go, go. You do have quick commands for your units as well, which I'm pretty much doing all the time. I press C if I want my unit to follow me. I press V if I want them to attack anyone nearby. Or I press X if I want them to hold. So you can give kind of quick commands to command them on the fly, or you can use the more kind of precise aim the unit where you want them to go sort of thing, as you'll see me do a fair bit. So it's nice that you have the options to be more precise, but also to do things quickly and on the fly. But we've taken B anyway, so we're going to push on towards A now. We need to get A and C, and then maybe there's 1 or 2 more points after that. Some lowly archers here. You can see I took a fair bit of damage just running into those archers. Even a group of archers, a hero can't really take out alone, unless he's got like a big sweeping weapon, he might be alright. But for me, I cannot take out crowds of enemies very well. I take too much damage too quickly. There's some retreating troops here. We'll do a little bit of damage to them. They're probably going to disappear in a minute. There you go. That's because the guy respawned and he can't have 2 units on the field at once. You can only bring 1 unit with you at any one time, which you'll probably see if I die, which I inevitably will. Oh. There you go. Got a bit stun locked by a couple of heroes there. 2 or 3 heroes appeared on me, just as I said about dying. God damn it. So my unit will stay there fighting. Oh, they're all dead actually, so no they won't. In the bottom left corner it tells me about my unit. You can see it just says that I need to get a new unit because I have no men left alive because they've all died. But we did okay in that one. We pushed and helped take B. Took out a couple of heroes. So we did a bit of work in that one. Looks like we're still trying to push around towards A. They're holding up well around here. So I got to think what unit to bring next. I'm going to go with my archers next. Going to try and make use of some ranged firepower. Try and blast on that big group of troops that was all hanging around A. We have these little resupply points where you can go and get units and change your weapon if you want to. Because if your unit dies, you can go and get another one. You don't have to wait till you die. Gonna get my archers to stand here and start firing into this blob. They'll do it of their own accord, as you'll see. There they go. Firing into the crowd, racking me up some damage. I'm going to try and take out some heroes. Oh, these big tower shield boys are pretty tough. Oh, hello. Get him, lads. Get him dead. Oh, there's another fella. Oh, I'm stuck. Oh, I'm stun locked again. Ah. Gonna fall back. Oh, this guy's getting a bit ballsy. Oh, he's going to escape. I want him, though. Come on. Just stop. Oh, he's going. He's going. We'll leave him. Okay, we've got 5 minutes. That's the other thing I should mention. This is all time-based, so as the attackers, we have a time limit to try and take these checkpoints. If we don't take them in the allotted time, then we lose. And each time we take a checkpoint, we gain more time. So we've got to take these checkpoints if you want to get the most amount of time to be able to take the final point. Oh, is this guy again? It's a tanky guy. Got to try and get my unit up here. It's probably a little bit safer. A little bit less risk of getting attacked by heroes, and they can fire down on the troops still. Get into this crowd. I think we're wearing them down. A lot of these tower shields still around, though. Need to escape and heal. So everyone has infinite heals. As you can see, I'm healing here, but you do have to stand still, and if you get touched or attacked, then it stops your heal, and you have to wait a minute for cooldown. So you can only heal every so often, but it does help keep you stay in the fight. You do have to be careful if you're low on health, though. Oh, I'm getting twonked all over the place. Spears hitting me in the face. Ah, run away. No, no, I don't want to die today. Oh. Down I go. So you can see now my respawn time is bigger than it was before. Before it was only 30 seconds, now it's 50 seconds. So the more you die, the more respawn time you get. So it really encourages you to be careful and not just charge in like an idiot and die all the time, because you will be out of the battle for minutes at a time, and thus your units will be out of the battle for minutes at a time. So it's really crucial to try and stay alive and to not just charge in like an idiot and die. I really like that mechanic. I think it's a good way to encourage people to be a bit more careful with themselves. But you can see my archers here, the boys in yellow. They're still staying there because they don't need to go until I respawn. They got 15 seconds. They can still rack up some damage, put some hurt on the enemy. We've cleared out a lot of A, but we don't seem to have a lot of people left to take it. This kind of tanky guy's still just taking on everyone. Okay, we're coming back now. Which unit shall we bring? I bring my Iron Cap Swordsman. These are probably my best unit. They're a swordsman. They have a nice charge attack where they can knock a bunch of enemies over and do a bunch of damage. So that could be very useful here if we can break in to whatever they've got left at A. We're taking C by the looks of it. You can see the blue ring at the top of the screen going around the C. Just these shields left. And this tanky guy. He's had enough. He's off skis. I want to kill him, though. I want to freaking kill him. Tried to smoke bomb him. Oh, I got him. Hey, we took him down. We took him down. Resist them. A fitting name, it seems. But we've taken A now. They're not going to be able to push in and take this now. Good. We've only got 2 minutes left, so we need this. And we've nearly got C as well. We should be able to get that soon. And we'll get lots of time to try and take the final point, I think. And we'll be laughing. Although the final point on this map is pretty tough to take as the attackers. But we'll see what we can do. We might have enough left. So the game is all about wearing down enemy heroes, taking out heroes so that their respawn time is bigger, and also taking out their units so that they don't have enough left, because units are obviously finite. Everyone can only bring so many to the battle. Most people are probably bringing 4 or 5, but once those have run out, it's just going to be literally them by themselves because they've got no units left alive. I'm going to try and use my swordsman charge here. This is a nice attack. Here they go. Charging in. They'll knock a bunch of people over, do a good bit of damage. And there are different kinds of units, lower tier units, higher tier units. You can bring whichever ones you like. If you bring lower tier units, you can bring more of them because you have what's called leadership, which is your cap on how many units you can bring. An elite unit, for example, will cost 350 of your 700 leadership. So if you bring 2 really elite top level units, you could probably only bring 2 or 3 units. If you bring a bunch of crappy units though, you may be able to bring 9 or 10 because they're all low leadership, like 40 leadership. So you can get a lot of 40s in 700, for example. Hopefully that makes some sense, but it's a good little system that means you can either bring lots of low tier units, a few high tier units, or a mixture. So you can put together little builds however you want. For example, I have an attacking build for when I'm attacking and besieging. I have more offensive attacking units, and when I'm defending, I have more of a defensive build with more shields, more archers, just units that are better for those roles. So it's pretty damn fun having your units, upgrading them, working towards the better ones. I need a new unit right now because I've run out, so I'm going to go to a supply point. This is where you go when your unit's dead and you need another one. These can be captured by either side as well, so they could stop us from doing this if they came and captured it, but we could take it back. I'm going to bring my other archers. I feel like my archers can be useful for now. I'll save my melee for right at the end. You just got to take C, and we'll be laughing. So yeah, of course you start with the lower tier units, and you've got to work your way up to the higher tier units. It takes a long old time though. I'm nowhere near getting the top units. It's going to take many hours to get towards those top units, but I've got some better ones, so it doesn't take too long to get some kind of mid-tier troops that can be a bit more effective. And even your crappier troops will get better and will level up. They'll get tougher. You can upgrade them with skill points over time. There's a lot of upgrading and a lot of customizing that goes into this as well, so it's really quite in-depth, and personally something I really enjoy. Like I said, I like units, I like upgrading them, I like seeing their progression as well as my character progression, so that's good. Here we go, we got C now. Just about to take it. We've got 2 minutes left, so this should give us a bit more time. My archers are firing away at all these boys. Let's try and take him out. There's another dual blader in here. Let's get out of there. Protect my archers though. See if we can take her out. Die, bitch. Oh, nearly. Oh, we got her. I think she got shot. I say she, it's probably a dude, but his character was a she, so you know. We're gonna stand over this side of the river. Blast them with arrows from safety for now, but we have taken C, so now we've got to push the final point. We got 5 minutes. That is not a great deal of time, but it's doable. It is definitely doable. I'm of course going to try some sneaky flank. Let's assess the situation. We can put some ladders up here to get over these walls. Let's have a look what's over the other side of the wall before we dive over there. Or send my unit over there. I've only got archers, of course. They're not very good in melee. If there's somebody waiting up the top, they may mess us up. Well, there's no one up here. Well, there is, but they're not right. Oh, there's a guy in trouble. Let's help him. Try and take this fella out. We got him. Just got to get this other guy. Oh, it's this resistum guy again. I do so little damage to him. I'm knocking like literally none of his health off. So he's obviously been playing a while. He's got some of the top gear, I'm going to guess. So he's pretty tough. It's cool. I like that you can kind of turn into... Oh, dear. That was a terrible idea. See, now I've got over a minute to wait for my respawn time. But it's cool that you can level up your character so much that you do become a bit of a beast on the battlefield. You become an absolute tank like that guy, or you could become a huge damage dealer and just wipe people out super quick, which hopefully is where I'll get to eventually. But it does take a lot of gear and a lot of time and leveling up. You do have skill points that you can apply to your character to make them stronger. And I kind of like that it's not completely balanced in terms of PvP. You're going to have stronger players and you're going to have weaker players. If you've just started the game, you're not going to be able to take out someone like that guy who's got obviously a lot of high level gear. You're going to need a couple of people to help you out. You can still put up a bit of a fight against him, but you're going to need some help until you level up and get stronger. So you do have to pick your fights a little bit and know where you're strong and where you're weak. And the teams do often seem pretty balanced. Not very often do you get kind of a steamrolling of teams. Even though they've got that better player, we've obviously got some better, stronger players. We've got some weaker, crappier players, so have they. So it all stays pretty even and balanced in terms of how many good players and bad players are on each side, from my experience. Anyway, we're about to respawn. My archers are retreating now. Still got a lot of them left, so I could bring them back later if we have time. I'll bring my javelin boys now, I think. We'll try and rain down the javelins from above if we can get back up on that wall. We've got 3 minutes to try and push in and take this final point. There's a guy up there. Could go up those ladders. I think we'll stick with this side. I don't think there's anyone up there but that character. I'm going to go and try and take him down. Ladders up. It's just a musket user who are a little bit vulnerable to being meleeed to death. Just him up here. Looks like it. Gonna tell my boys to come up. He's kicking down ladders. Little bitch. Come here. Oh, he's got a few boys up here. Oh, gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. Wait for some of my boys to arrive to help me out. Here we go. Start attacking these archers. Let's kill off his archers. Oh, there must be somebody else's. They're retreating. I still want to get this player dead, though. He's just shooting my boys. Okay, we've taken control of the wall. Looks like our boys are pushing into the point as well now. We've got 2 minutes left. We're taking it. It's looking good. Doesn't seem to be too many enemies around either. See, we're forming up with our shields, making some nice shield walls. Somebody's charging in. Let's take out this hero. I think he escaped. Okay, let's move on up. Try and get some javelins away. Just got to hold this. We're nearly there. If an enemy hero gets in the circle, though, it stops the point. Ah, shit, like they've done. We pretty much captured it. You can see the thing at the top is blue, but somebody is sticking around at the point, so we can't finish it. Oh, it's... Guess who it is? Fucking Mr. Can't Die. So he's stopping us from capturing the point right now, which means we can't win until he's dead. Unless he leaves the circle, which he probably isn't going to do. But this, of course, buys the rest of his team time to get in the circle. I'm doing so little damage. Can't believe how crazily powerful he is. Ah, more of his boys have arrived. Their units are pushing us back. I need to retreat. My unit's been beaten up. I need to heal. Ah, I think I got shot by an arrow as I was healing, so now my healing hasn't worked. Brilliant. Now I'm probably going to die. We got 45 seconds. I don't know what I can do. I need to try and just do a little bit of damage where I can. I need to be careful, though. I don't want to die. Try and take this fella out. Let's try and get some damage on him. Stun bomb him. Oh, we killed somebody. My boys killed somebody, I think. Ah, it's this freaking guy again. We need to, like, just 5 of us team up on him and we'll get him. Come on, lads. 18 seconds. There we go. We got somebody dead. Oh, it's not the guy. Oh, there's more of them now. There's like 5 heroes coming. Oh, we killed him. We killed the tanky dude. I'm still alive just about. I really need to go and get another unit, but I can't take the time out. See if we can kill this guy. I really need to upgrade some of my weapons. Oh, no. We didn't get it done. We didn't get it done in time. But hey, I got an A+. We did okay there. We didn't do too badly, but we didn't do enough. We nearly had that point secured, but they made a big push. They held us off. We didn't do too badly. Killed 115 troops, killed 4 heroes, got 11 assists. Just looks like some of their players played a little bit better. But there you go. There's the siege battle in Conqueror's Blade, which is mostly what the game's about. There is field battles and death matches and other game modes. It's not just sieges. But outside of that, you'll be spending your time in the MMO type world with all the little towns or fiefs where you have all the MMO type elements and vendors and where you'll do your leveling up. You can see here I'm in this one little fief and, well, you can see how many fiefs there are. There's got to be hundreds. There's just a tiny little piece of the map, and these can actually be conquered by houses, which are guilds basically. So you could team up with 20 of your friends and start taking over the map if you wanted to, and you can control all these if you've got the time and the energy to put into it. It would be pretty fun if we could get enough people playing in the Discord. It would be a pretty cool thing to try and start taking some of these fiefs, but who knows. And there is a degree of world traveling. You travel between these fiefs. Literally, you will have a little army. You will take your units out. You may get attacked by AI armies and things like that. So there's plenty to do. There's resource management and resource gathering out there. And you've got all your typical stuff here. You can see loads of players stood around, much like an MMO. You've got your armorer here. You've got smiths for making your different armors and weapons and upgrading stuff. Upgrading your units, making better equipment for your units. Getting a better horse, getting cosmetic stuff. There's just a ton to do. And of course, we have the progression of your main character. You get skill points as you level up. You can apply these to strength, agility, armor, or toughness. Build the character how you wish. You can get bigger and better mounts, of course. Here's my horse with all his fancy armor on. Although the horse itself is still pretty basic. And then you've got some cosmetic stuff just for how you look. Your weapon skill trees and your stats of your character. So there's a lot of stuff to get involved in. A lot of depth to all this. That you can build up your character and get stronger. And then, of course, we also have the units and the unit panel for upgrading and buying all your units. These are all the units I have available at the moment. A lot of them are very basic and starter ones. You can get rid of them. You can build new ones. You can, like I said, you can try and keep them and build an army of lots of weaker units or an army of just a few tougher units. And you can see the progression tree here. You start off by having to take the weaker, lesser units, and then you work your way up once you've recruited those lesser units to the better units. So it does take a good old long time. It takes honor, which is the currency you use to buy this stuff, and it takes a good old while to accrue that stuff over the course of battles and things, or in packs and for achievements and things like that. But yeah, it's pretty fun. I personally enjoy the progression of this unit stuff. I'm trying to work towards some of these better cavalries, as they can be pretty devastating on a nice charge. You've got archers, all different units. They've just added like a Mongol expansion, so you can get your Genghis Khan on if you want to with some Mongol style units, which are pretty cool. So yeah, lots of depth to the unit progression and the character progression, which is personally the biggest appealing parts of the game to me, as well as of course the battles themselves. And that is most of what the game is about and what you're going to be doing. There is an auction house as well in the game if you want to try and buy and sell and trade things. And there is a microtransaction store because, of course, this is a free-to-play game, so you do have to expect some microtransactions. It's mostly for boosts to help you level up a bit quicker or some cosmetic stuff. Nothing that's locking content away from you. I'm pretty sure most of it, if not all of it, can be acquired through simply playing the game. It obviously just takes a lot longer than if you use some of these boosts. But of course, that may put some people off, but how you feel about microtransactions is up to you. Personally, I haven't found it a problem, and they're not shoved in your face like some games can do, really trying to sell things to you. They're just there if you want them, but for the most part, you can just play the game free to play, no money needed, and enjoy it. So there you go, a bit of Conqueror's Blade. As I say, this game is free to play, so if you want to give it a try, you could do so right now. There is a link in the description if you want to get there quick time, so have a look if you're interested. Like I said, nothing to lose, it is free to play. I hope you've enjoyed this, thanks for watching, I will see you in the future.